Assalamu alaikum and good evening, dear viewers. Thanks to Dr. Muna Sanan with her segment, Your Health, Your Wealth. We're now going to go on to the main topic of our episode, which is the Saudi Forum on Universal Design, which started on Saturday, going on till today, and of course, until tomorrow. Now, with us in the studio is architect Mukhtar Al-Shaybani and Miss Amanda Gibbard. Architect Mukhtar Al-Shaybani is the president of GAATES, which is the Global Alliance on Accessible Technology and Environments. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
First of all, thank you for being with us on the program, especially that you've been on this conference since the beginning of the day.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It was a long day.
Well, thank you so much in advance for being with us.
No problem.
And as well, thank you so much, Ms. Amanda.
Thank you for having me.
If we can just start off by, if you would kindly give us a brief description of what GAATES is.
GAATES stands for Global Alliance on Accessible Technology and Environment. And it is a non-profit organization based in Canada, established 2006. And its main focus is on accessibility, and we are supporting the UN CRPD, which is the Convention for the person with disabilities in the world. So that is our main
Your main goal.
Our main goal, exactly. And GAATE exists now in almost 30 countries.
Interesting.
Around the world. Most of our country representatives came to Riyadh to join in this forum, plus most of the board members also came, and really things is going well.
That's good to hear. So the forum, the Saudi Forum on Universal Design, we're talking about the design of city infrastructure or design of buildings or design of that can accommodate the disabled and the elderly, or is it just broader and more in depth than that?
Universal design is a comprehensive word, you know, that has been running for the last 15 years, and the main functions of universal design is to think of all the people, to design for all the people, wherever, what we are designing, whether it is an architectural building, a hospital, a TV center, whatever, you know, it has to be accessible
to everyone.
And that is should go in the mind of the designers. They have to think about all kind of people, you know, to accommodate them in their design. So the successful design, which has real universal design working, you know, in that design. So it goes in technology, it goes in whatever you can see now, and build environment, transportations, whatever we design should be within the parameters of universal design.
And so I guess I'll direct this question to Ms. Gibbard, Ms. Amanda. If you could tell us, from your perspective, also being one of the partners in GAATES, if you could tell us how the 3-day conference has been going and how did it go? Just a brief description of what's happened.
What we've been doing is discussing how GAATES can support the implementation of the UN Convention. We've been looking at the elements that make up universal design. So it's access to the built environment in order to access the services and the benefits of civilization that everybody can receive. So employment, being able to join in something, whatever it is that you want to be able to do. So we've been studying the built environment, transport systems, technology, and really the people who are experts in the field have been sharing that knowledge with the Institute of Architects in Saudi Arabia and engineers.
Sure. And talking about the experts in that field, I believe, first of all, that 30 countries are taking part, and there are over 400 attendees or experts that have come over to talk about the different events.
We've
And
had
share their knowledge.
Yes, I mean, basically we've been having a range of discussions based on the experiences and the work that people have been doing. So it's been a fantastic experience, and we've been very grateful to the Saudi government for helping sponsor the event, and I hope that it's been worthwhile, and I hope that the society here will benefit from the work that we've been doing over the last 2-3 days.
Hopefully, inshallah, hopefully, yes.
It's this Universal Forums is happening in a number of countries in the world. I mean, you find UD in Japan, UD in Oslo, UD in Universal Design, UD in Brazil, in America, and this is the first time that such a conference or forum in the Middle East, in the whole Arab world even.
Yeah.
Okay, that this is the first in the Arab world that we have this Universal Design Forum.
So how important is it for Saudi Arabia, and how will it benefit the people with disabilities in this country to have this type of forum held here?
I think it's incredibly important that, I mean, Saudi Arabia has held this conference and is leading the way in showing how people with disabilities can be included in society and are part of society. Universal design really reflects our human condition. You know, we are all the same. To a certain extent, we all function in the same way. And the fact that people with disabilities are part of society, we need to celebrate that in some way. And the fact that the requirements that people with disabilities have, also requirements that elderly people have, and that we all have during our lives at some point or another. It's quite often that if you're a woman and you've been pregnant, you've experienced some difficulties getting around, so you know what it's like. And so for Saudi Arabia to embrace that is very important. And I think a lot of the Arab world will benefit from this. I know that people in the conference have been saying they're looking for Saudi Arabia to lead the way in this.
Well, I mean, to talk about the GAATES in general, it came out in 2007. The UN Convention for the Rights of the Disabled in 2006, and term universal design came out 15 years ago.
Yeah.
So what kind of major changes? I imagine if we were talking about, you know, the disabled, the elderly, the pregnant, when you say that these people face difficulty in going where they need to go, and now there's this forum, I can imagine that there are going to be major changes, or is it small things that we just need to dip here and do there?
Let me give you a background of this conference. Prince Salman Center for Research Disabilities had set a design criteria for accessibility in built environment, transportation, and in tourism. And with this 20 years anniversary of the center, I talked with the Prince Sultan bin Salman regarding having this universal design conference or forum in Riyadh in Saudi Arabia with this celebration. And these regulations are going to be national regulations in very near future. So that's mean all architects and designers and engineers have to know about this.
So the forum is paving the way for resolutions and standardization.
Yes. The forum is, when we brought the expert from GAATES in this forum, is to show the architects and engineers in Saudi the importance of universal design, and these guidelines are going to happen very soon.
All right, well, let's go on. I'll report about the forum, and then we'll right back to continue our discussion. Stay tuned.
My name is Marnie Peters, and I am with GAATES, the Global Alliance on Accessible Technologies and Environments. And we are very pleased to be presenting this forum in Saudi Arabia to talk about accessibility and universal design globally and in Saudi Arabia. And the goal of the conference is to share the exciting news about universal design and accessibility and improvements in the built environment, so roadways, sidewalks, buildings, hotels, schools, hospitals, making it more accessible for people who use wheelchairs, people who are blind, people who are deaf, and just improvements all like that, and improvements and information from around the world, different challenges and different news from Canada and the US as well as Europe, and sharing this information with the architects and engineers of Saudi Arabia so that they may make the environments in Saudi Arabia more accessible for everyone, mothers with strollers and people who use wheelchairs and people who are blind, so that everyone in Saudi Arabia can get together more easily and use the environment together without challenges.
Do you have a previous idea about the accessibilities that are found here in Saudi in accordance to the others around the world?
Well, the facilities in Saudi Arabia, there's a lot of new building and new construction going on, and so there's a new regulations in guidelines in Saudi Arabia, the Prince Salman guidelines, and they give technical specifications for architects and engineers to help them make the environment more accessible when they're building. So guidelines to make the ramps the proper length and the proper slope, and signage, how to make it accessible and tactile for people who are blind. And so there's more improvement in Saudi Arabia. Things are changing with the new guidelines, and as more people become aware of the guidelines and they are able to follow them, the environment will become much better for everyone with the new construction, and it will help with fixing some of the older buildings and the older facilities so they also can become accessible.
Thank you so much for these brief ideas about the conference today. Happy all the best.
Thank you very much for having us. Thank you.